Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Anvil. This is a game that's currently still in the works. I just got access to the demo and I thought it was a really cool game. So in terms of what type of game is this, it's actually a mixture between a lot of different things. I would consider this a like roguelike twin stick shooter with some action RPG elements, but there's also melee builds, so it's not technically only a twin stick shooter, so you can, if you just like melee character builds in like action RPGs or roguelikes, there are melee builds as well. I'm going to go ahead and cycle through some gameplay that I pre-recorded last night while playing, because if I was to hop into the game, you can't swap your character, so I just want to give you guys a variety of gameplay here up in the very beginning, and then I'm going to go ahead and hop into the game and I'll do everything live here. So let me explain kind of how the game works. So basically there are tons of classes in this game and each class will have several different skills. Now in terms of your weapon, you can run different weapons on different characters. It's not like this guy that runs the axe can only run the axe. In fact, later down the line I'm going to be getting like a flamethrower. There's also ice flamethrowers. There's different like, I want to say elemental status effects too, because you can like get more damage when an enemy is ignited or when they are like freezing to get bonus sort of damage. But as you can see, we just picked up an item that is a purple item. Usually the higher rarity of the items will have more stats. And also with the melee, it's not just like push button to attack. There are kind of combos in the game that will require you to like hold or release at certain intervals. But it seems like that there is like a random map generation, and there's different sort of small little objectives that you can do as optional. If you can complete them within a time frame, you might get like a little robot helper like this guy over here. He'll help shoot the enemies and he'll act as another like meat shield, so it's kind of nice for that. But there's multiple different classes and I kind of want to give you guys a variety of gameplay here for my like little intro here, so you guys can see the different classes. As when we hop into the game, once I select the class, we're kind of locked to it. I'd have to like exit the game and then like reselect my character because you can't swap characters because it is a roguelike, which means that when you die, you lose pretty much everything. And I say pretty much, but you can still kind of progress on your character as you're going to be able to get like some, if you play Diablo 3, it's kind of like Paragon points. But to answer some of your questions really quickly, the game right now is 7 gigs. It's set to release very soon, actually, December 2nd. And when the game comes out, we're going to be doing a full playthrough. I just got hooked up with early access because one of the devs hooked me up. It's not a sponsored video, by the way. It's just a game that they hooked me up with a key. I hopped in, tried it out, and I was like, okay, this game is definitely pretty cool. So you can see when we kill enemies at the top, right now it's on the bottom left where it says 72, 77, 87, 90. Like, that's our gold. When we kill enemies, we get gold, and in each area that we kind of complete, we're going to be able to buy items, and you know, items will still also drop. We can pick up items, but it's primarily the weapon categories what they're going to be dropping. We can only have one weapon unless there's some special class that can maybe have 2 that I haven't tried out yet. But in terms of like, let's say amulets or chest pieces or like boots or other like trinkets and items, you can equip multiple amulets. Basically, you can equip as many items as you want with the exception of the weapons, unless there is some limit. I just haven't reached it yet, but yeah, you can have tons and tons, and I'll show you guys like, well, if I fast forward some gameplay over here, you'll see over on the bottom left, those are all the items that we have, and we're going to get more and more as we go through these different worlds. We're going to be fighting like bosses. You can see you can buy weapons as well from the vendor, but there's several different forms of currency as well, and you can actually kind of save your progress. I mean, actually swap to a different character class. This one was just a bunch of different alien nest eggs over here. So it is a sci-fi game, by the way, obviously from the artwork. Almost gives me like Halo, maybe Destiny vibes, or even Warframe from like the armor. And I like the aesthetic. I've always wanted like an action RPG to be sci-fi, but they're always, you know, medieval fantasy. But you can see this character, we can summon this giant like mech worm. We've also got these homing rounds on our pistols. And then on top of that, we've got this beam that we can shoot out and we can freeze enemies. This is Elsa, which is the name of the character. But there's a lot more characters and lots more gameplay to check out. I just kind of wanted to start off with this as an intro so you guys can see multiple classes again, because when I go into the game, it doesn't let me swap classes in the actual gameplay. But yeah, this game is releasing December 2nd, at least that's what it says on the Steam page. I'm booting up the game right now. I'm going to go ahead and actually let me go swap over this real quick as the game is booting up. So let me go ahead and actually close this, and I'm going to stop the music in the background that was Guns the Duel, because now we're in the actual game. We're going to skip out on there's like a little intro video, but I want to hop right into the actual gameplay examples and go ahead and show you guys the game here. So we have multiple different classes, and I showed you guys some gameplay of a few of them. Those are called breakers. I think they should just put classes because it would make more sense. But nonetheless, there are tons of different classes that you can choose from. At the moment, there's already 12 classes, at least, that show up here. To unlock more classes, you have to use these little blue cubes over here as one form of currency, and the other form of currency is similar to Paragon points like you would have if you've played Diablo 3. So, in the very beginning, you'll start off with 3 classes. You'll start it with Jungler, Guillotine, Elsa, as well as Uzi. So let me go ahead and show you guys just like a brief little like explanation, because I didn't actually show you guys Jungler here. So I'm going to change to this breaker. So this person over here, and again, you can play this with controller or mouse and keyboard. It's planning to release on console and PC. So you can shoot. He's got this like little like wave that you can shoot out. We can throw down these like mines. And then we have these rockets that we can shoot down. And then we have, as our mobility, we have a little bit of a dash. And then Guillotine, I already showed you guys, that's the guy with the axe. And instead of like a dash for his ability, he has the like guard skill, which is like the little shield that he throws up. And I'm gonna just change to him so you can see his skill. So he has a charge attack. He's got a slam attack, which actually has lifesteal. And then we've got an ability to throw down a bunch of axes, and then his way of guarding is using a shield. And then there's Elsa, which I already mentioned before, which is the character that can freeze things. There's nothing to freeze here because it's just the like lobby here. And I can swap my characters here, but when we go into the actual game, it doesn't let us do that. That's why I wanted to start off with the intro with that. But this is the character that's my favorite right now, which is Uzi. So she can throw down like a shield that blocks projectile attacks, and there's lots of times where this will be very helpful. And because this game is co-op, I think she'd be a really great character to have on your team. But there's multiple breakers that I can't show you gameplay of because I don't even have them. But not only does each class like have a set of like their own unique skills, which is awesome. Some of the abilities may overlap a little bit on like the defensive side. Like there's 2 classes that have like a teleport / blink. So in terms of weapons, so you'll see that each character will have like, they start off with one weapon, but you can pick up different weapons. Like this character is not locked to just running these handguns. You can run like a sniper, you can run this like Gatling rocket machine gun thing, you can run homing pistols, you can run a lot of different things. This one like does like a shock effect. And then in addition to that, there are relics. Let me actually show you guys, because I believe we're gonna have to go to this guy, because I've been leveling up this guy kind of in a sense, because you do happen to have like I'm not sure if it's like an account level, but you have these Paragon points. But going into this character over here, if I go to Relic, you'll see that I can actually select 2 pieces of equipment that I have unlocked on my account. So I can have increased crit hit chance when the ammo is above 70%. Since an axe has no ammo, it's not really going to be useful for us. So we've got weapon power increase and increases our max HP by 10,000. But that's not to say I cannot run a weapon that happens to have an ammo count, because I believe you can get the flamethrower, there's an ice flamethrower, there's a poison one too, that also will have actual ammo that you can get on him. It's just, you know, he happens to be using an axe at the moment. But there's also skins that you can unlock in the game. These are unlocked via the in-game progression as you just level up. I think it's what do they call it down here? You talk to operate. So there is what would be considered kind of like a battle pass in the game. I did not have to buy this. This was just included. But again, keep in mind, what I'm showing you guys is the demo. It's not sponsored or anything. They just hooked me up with a code. So I'm not sure if this account has it. You know, if that makes any sense, you may have to purchase. I have no idea. Now, in addition to the different character classes, there's also the ability to see all the different like item drops, and there's different rarities you can get for different things, and some of them are better than others. Obviously, you can see there's like greaves, so you can have boots, you can have different chest pieces that give you additional stats. And if we go in game, you can like see everything. You see your crit hit chance. There's like a really nice detailed sheet, which is awesome. But in addition to the relics, we also have all the weapons. You can see all the weapons. I'm not sure if there are things that we cannot see yet. Now, at the moment, like I've gotten on the handguns, I've gotten a gold one, but it doesn't show up here. So perhaps I don't know how we like have the like gold items show up. I think that how it works in the game, the higher the rarity, the more modifiers an item can have. Like you can have extra crit hit chance, you can have extra ammo capacity. There's lots of different rolls on it, but I'm guessing when you get the higher tier one, the rolls will be just simply better. But there's lots of different weapons in this game, which is awesome. Some of these you gotta like charge up, and it's really cool. I don't have a character that has it at the start because you have to unlock characters. you also have skill upgrades that your character can get. And each one of these has their own full set of skills that you can upgrade. So these upgrades can vary from like cooldown reduction to extra damage to the way that the skill works, increasing the radius, duration, or there's like kind of how the skill works. And like this one increases allies attack power when you're inside like the little bubble. And you can change your mobility as well. Like you can get more blink uses, you can get cooldown resets when you do a perfect dodge, it'll reset the cooldown of something else. So there is definitely some plays for build diversity. However, because the way the game works is when you kill a group of enemies, you basically have an item, that a box that drops, and then you have to spend your gold. Now, in addition to that, I happen to have one toy worker right now. They cost 1,000 of these cubes, and you'll just get that as you progress. But it's a little bit slower of a currency to grind for. But you can see you get all these different upgrades. Right now, I just have this one because it increases our max HP, and there's a really cool item that you can get. Or I don't know if it's a relic or what they're calling it exactly, but there is something that you can get, and I got it once and it was really good. Like I said, it's a roguelike, so once you die, you rip, you lose everything. Even if you complete one of the galaxies, you still have to reset. I wish you get to continue it, that would be a nice like feature. But there's an item that you get that was increasing your damage based off of your HP, which is insanely powerful. So like I decided to get this, plus because it's a roguelike, HP is like really important to have. You also happen to have this upgrade system, which, what do they call it? Oh, it's just called upgrade system. Okay, so this is very similar to a Paragon system. So this is across all of our characters. We have our HPs increased by 10%, so it gives us 2% each time. This is our skill tree. I know my camera's blocking the other one, but it's just like damage. So there's like a damage tree. I really want to get this gain shield because, again, roguelikes HP in the very beginning is really good to get. Especially getting any sort of recovery is really good. So this one we got extra regen, so we get to recover 1% of our HP every 5 seconds. Again, this is pretty big in the very beginning. There's also like you get cooldown of, let's say, certain abilities, buffs, you know, all that stuff. So this is kind of like our progression of, even though we do technically lose everything, we still have some sort of progression system in the game. And there's also, I mentioned before, the relics that you can acquire in our, well, if I clear an area with this character, I'll get this unlocked, then I can unlock all of these after doing more areas. So let me go ahead and just kind of hop into like a brief little gameplay. We're about, okay, let's try to keep this at about 15-ish minutes. So we're going to go hop in. You'll see that there are different galaxies that we can go to, and each galaxy has several different, this is like the beginner one. I'm just going to hit start now. But you can play this co-op, although I'm not sure how many people are going to be online right now because, again, the game's technically not out. But so you start off on planet 1, then you're going to go and do multiple. So we'll play for a second here. We'll just eliminate the enemies real fast. So I have this dome. Again, it like blocks projectiles. I can freeze enemies as well. And you do have to reload. And the stagger is pretty big in this game. Like the hit stun can be pretty nasty, especially the stuns. Okay, so every single time we eliminate enemies, there's 2 different upgrade devices. So there's ones that you just get to select randomly. There's going to be 3 things and you can select one. So I can get this ability. I actually like this one a lot. Or this one. This one's great too. Phoenix Wings. So I'm going to actually select this one as the upgrade. And now when we use this one, it's going to give whatever bonus that we selected. Now see, some of the areas were locked. We can't go there. But there are other areas that we can go to that will have these little item box devices. And these will cost gold. Or gold's over in like the bottom left, 154. So there's a huge amount of bullet hell mechanics. Like these enemies, when they die, they explode. There's actually a few different archetypes that will do this. But let me just kill them all over here. And then I'll show you guys like the little like buy system that's in the game. So let me go and open up this. So you can see these will cost gold, and these also have rarities. So this is pretty good. Recovering 2% of HP every 5 seconds. That's actually really good, but it costs gold. And there are really interesting modifiers. Like it'll say you have to have your gold below or above this number, and then you get the bonus. Like there is definitely more than just numbers, even though like right now this one just happens to be numbers. So the game does have some complexity in terms of like proccing, percent chance when you do this to do this, or when you use a perfect guard. And there's also another system over here where it goes night and day, and basically when it goes to night in this game, the enemies will have some sort of like modifier. They'll get extra attack speed, or basically a negative modifier to make the game harder for you, which is another interesting mechanic that this game does do. But I'm just going to go ahead and go back to the like little lobby here. now that I've shown you guys what I wanted to show you in terms of the gameplay. And that's again why I didn't want to like open up the game with like me playing. So this way you guys get to see like gameplay of all the characters with some items. But this is kind of what I wanted to cover, at least for like the introduction to this game, as I do want to upload more of this game when it does come out very soon. I'm going to give you guys some more gameplay content. But I'm curious to know from what you guys saw, are you guys interested in this game? Because I do at least want to, I'm not sure if I'll do a full playthrough. I might just do a run in the game because there's only three galaxies. And the whole game, I'm not sure if there's going to be more worlds. Again, keep in mind, we're only in the like demo / early access phase. They could add more galaxies later down the line, but I'm really enjoying this game. And even if there's, I think like we can do the whole run in probably an hour of the whole like all three galaxies. But remember, you're not going to get every single boss or tile set on your first run because it's just the way the game works, because there's random bosses on each galaxy, if that makes any sense. So there could be multiple playthroughs that we can do, but I definitely at least will do one like full playthrough of a full session when the game does launch. And let me know you guys' thoughts, and if you guys want to know anything more about the game, definitely let me know in the comment section below. But we'll be covering it again on December 2nd, which is when it plans to launch. But thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. If you're new and do want to see more of Anvil when the game does come out, hit subscribe, turn the bell, and you'll definitely see more very soon. Take care. I'll catch you guys in the next vid. I'm out. Peace.